Hello all, welcome to this channel CFD Baba. Today we are going to see what really happens when air flows through a pin-fin array. The fins can dramatically change the flow by creating acceleration, separation and wake regions, but they also create additional pressure losses. In this video, we will use CFDForge to solve and visualize exactly how air moves through fins and quantify the pressure drop and temperature values. We'll also look at the engineering trade-off between flow interaction and flow resistance. So, by the end of this simulation, we will know not just what flow looks like, but what these results actually mean for a real cooling system. Here we have the CAD model ready with us. We have named all the boundaries separately by the names of their boundary types. Make sure you have named the STL files correctly as per the boundary types, and these keywords like inlet, outlet and walls should be present in the respective STL files. Next, we will create our new case in this simulation folder. Let's open CFDForge software. Here we can copy the path of our simulation. Copy it and paste it here for select project folder. Before that, we need to select the solver. So we will select steady state plus heat transfer, since we also want to see the temperature difference in the simulation. Let's click on select project folder, paste the path and press enter. Click on select folder. Say yes. So it has created a new case. Click on OK. Next step is to import the geometry. Click on import geometry. Let's go to the CAD folder and select all the STL files. Click on open, click on OK. Next, we can analyze the CAD model to see the dimensions in X, Y and Z direction. We can preview the geometry to see if everything is imported correctly. CFDForge automatically creates CAD.stl, which is a combined STL file from all the boundaries. We can see that each boundary has been separately colored. We can even see the individual boundaries. We have inlet. Here, if it changes to 2D, we can again change it to 3D in order to rotate our model. We have inlet, we have the outlet, we have the walls of the domain, and then we also have pin-fin walls. So here we are going to apply heat source of 7 watts, and then we are going to see how it affects the airflow and how air interacts with the pin fins. Note that this is only the fluid domain. If you see, the solid pin fins have been cut out from the fluid domain and only the cavity of the fins remain. So we have actually modeled the air which is going to flow around the fins. We can even make the CAD model transparent by changing the opacity and see inside the CAD model. We can change the color to solid color to view it better. Next, we need to proceed to mesh this CAD model. We can go to the Mesh tab. Here we need to select minimum and maximum cell size. So let's see the dimension of pin-fin walls in order to select the minimum size. To check the dimension of any surface, you can use the create a ruler option. Here you need to hover your mouse at the very end of the wall and press P on your keyboard. It will set the first point. Next, set your mouse on the other end and press P on your keyboard. And it shows us that the approximate distance is 0.0049 meters. The width of these pin fins is 5 mm. So our minimum size should be such that we get at least 5 cells along the length of the pin fins. So if one pin fin length is 5 mm and if we want 5 elements, then we will have to use minimum cell size of 1 mm. So I will change minimum cell size to 0.001. For maximum cell size, we can use double the value of minimum cell size, which is 2 mm. We will not use any layers for this simulation. Here, make sure that the point inside fluid domain is mentioned correctly. We can check that by enabling the cat.stl and creating a new filter. Go to filters and click on search. Here we will search for the point source filter. Double click on it and hover your mouse anywhere on the wall and press P on your keyboard. It will bring the point there. Now you can simply drag the point inside the fluid domain. Make sure that the point is entirely inside the fluid domain. Once you determine that the point is inside fluid domain, you can use these values for point inside fluid domain. Let's enter all the values here. Once we have entered the values, we can select number of processors. Let's use 6 cores for this meshing. We can add local sizing to each STL file. Here we will keep cells between refinement levels as 3. Here we don't want the walls to be refined to 1 mm. We only want the pin walls to be refined to 1 mm size. That's why we will change the size of walls to 2 mm, which is the maximum cell size. Click on Save Local Settings. Click on OK. Click on Save Mesh Settings to update all the files. Click on Generate Mesh. Let's wait while the mesh is being completed. Once meshing is completed, the mesh statistics pop up. Here we can see that all the quality parameters are being satisfied and the mesh quality check has passed. Click on OK. We can even click on Check Mesh Quality to view the quality of the current mesh. Click on View Mesh to look at the mesh visually. Here we can select Surface with Edges. It will display our mesh. We can see that refinement has been added on the pin fin walls. And we can see that exactly 5 to 6 elements have been created on all the pin fin walls. We can even look at cut section of the mesh. Let's select the case and click on Slice Data. Here we can select Y normal and hide the plane. We can click on surface with edges. To view the actual mesh, you need to select crinkle slice, and then you need to set camera parallel projection. Now if you view the mesh from the top view, you can see all the elements that have been created in the cut section. We can see refinement has been added on the pin walls as we had defined. This mesh is now good enough and we can run the simulation. Let's go to Case Setup tab. Let's use the material as air at 15 degrees Celsius. We will use the turbulence model as K epsilon realizable model. We need to ensure the direction of gravity. In our case, the downward direction is in negative y direction. Hence, the gravity will act in negative y direction. We will use turbulent intensity and viscosity ratio of 5% and 10 respectively. Let's set the boundary conditions. Here, we can define the operating pressure, and then we need to select the type of velocity inlet. Let's select normal to surface. We need to enter the value of velocity. Let's enter value of 1 meters per second at inlet. It automatically calculates K epsilon and omega values. We will use initial temperature at inlet as 15 degrees Celsius, which is converted into Kelvin. Here, we will also specify the same backflow temperature at outlet. On the walls, for pin fin walls, we need to select heat flux in watt. Let's enter value of 7 watt and initial temperature as 15 degrees Celsius. For walls, we will keep it as adiabatic. Click on Save Boundary Conditions. Click on OK. Click on Save Setup and click on OK. Now we are ready to run this simulation. Let's enter data write interval of 50 and run this simulation for 1000 iterations. We can select number of processors as 6. Now we will click on Solve. Once the simulation starts, you can see the residuals in this graph. So here we have the residuals for velocity, pressure, temperature, K and epsilon. Here we have the pressure monitor, which will show us the static pressure value at inlet. It will start writing the data after 50 iterations. Once 50 iterations have been completed, you can see the results in ParaView. Here we will select case type as decomposed case, and now you are able to see all the variables. Let's look at temperature and select surface. Here finally we can see some colors. We can see that the pin fins are getting heated just as expected due to the applied heat source value. We can also view the slice and see the velocity value. Here we can see that air is flowing around the pin fins and the flow is accelerating near the walls and in between the pin fins. We can also see wake region being formed behind the pin fins. Once you get a new data folder, you just need to refresh your case and then click on the last frame button to see that iteration. Currently we are looking at iteration 200. To go back, you can click on first frame to see iteration 50. Now we can click on play and it will slowly show you how the flow is developing as the solver is iterating. So what are the significant outcomes from this simulation? To increase the heat transfer rate, one of the options is to increase the area of our pin fin heatsink. We can make it transparent to look inside the domain. If we increase the area of the pin fins, that means we need to add more fins or we need to increase the length. That will result in additional pressure drop. If we add more resistance to the flow, then the pressure drop value increases and the power of the fan or blower to be installed at the inlet also increases accordingly. So we need to find the right balance between desired heat transfer rate and the power required to push the air through this domain. We can also view other results like total pressure, which will show us how the pressure loss is happening across the domain. We can also look at temperature and see how the heat is getting dissipated behind the pin fin. We can even set a custom range of 290 and see that the air behind the pin fins has heated up by almost 2 degrees. We can refresh the case and we can go to last time step to view the latest data folder. Here we can see that now the hot air is almost escaping from the outlet. We can also view the vectors on this plane. Select slice 1 and click on glyph. Here we will use the scale array as no scale array. We will reduce the scale factor 2 times. We will hide the slice and now we can see the vectors. Here we will use the velocity vector. We can see the direction of the flow. The flow is going in positive x direction as expected. We can also view temperature on these vectors. This confirms the direction of the flow. If you refresh the case and load the latest time step, you will see that the flow is now completely developed and going out from the outlet. So now if you want to test another design of pin fin heatsink, then you can simply change your CAD model, export the required STL files and import them in CFDForge and mesh it, set up the case and simply click on solve. It will easily give you apple-to-apple comparison between two cases and then you can reach a meaningful engineering conclusion. I hope you have liked today's video. If you have liked it, don't forget to press the like button, press hype button, share it with all your friends and subscribe to this channel. We will meet again in a new video with a new simulation. Goodbye till then.